Hi everyone and good morning. So in the last class we have seen about couple of definitions, and today class we will discuss about log integration methods. Even though it is implementation level, but from the interview point of view we can expect this one. So whenever these type of questions they will ask related to implementation, how to answer I will explain that one as well as a part of interview preparation. Okay, so integration methods there are 7 to 8 integration methods are there. So these integration methods are generic integration methods. So it's a common for every vendor, but these 8 integration methods will not be used by every vendor. Okay, so based on their administration guide, based on their capability and compatibility, so they will use 3 or 4 methods only to integrate the logs. So in the architecture diagram wise, so I'll explain about which tool will support what type of log integration methods as well. Okay. So first one is syslog server method. So this is already we have seen last time, EDR time as well as firewall discussion. So syslog server, most of the cases, as I said yesterday also, before 2014 or maybe 13, so that time we don't have cloud, and cloud only starting that time in the market. So everywhere networkings only. So both are most of the case on-premise or data center level. In that scenario, we are using most of the cases syslog server method only because most of the devices are belongs to networking. Okay, but now everywhere SaaS-based application, IaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. Okay, there are different types of things came into market. Sorry, came into market. Once those application based as well as IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS and cloud also came into market. So syslog server along with syslog server, other log integration methods also we are using. Okay, because syslog is not supporting for the cloud, so that is the reason. So now coming back, syslog server. So as we discussed yesterday, once again, most of the networking related log sources, logs integration, we will use syslog server method. So example, this method is used to integrate this method is used to integrate logs for networking, logs for network log sources or data sources. So I'll put most of the cases, that one also. So example, firewall, router, network IDS, network IPS, load balancer, wireless LAN, proxy. Okay. All the LAN, MAN, WAN related devices in case if you are using web application firewall, even couple of times on-premise EDR solutions. On-premise EDR solutions like McAfee, Semantic, Trend Micro also will support. So this syslog server method, but SaaS-based application will support API token management method, CrowdStrike, Carbon Block, Silence, all those. It's a part of API token management method. Okay. So these are some of the examples of, okay, so syslog server supported log integration methods and so on. So if you want to use syslog server method, so what we have to do? So I will provide the steps. Log into log source or data source. So nothing but whatever we discussed. So these log sources, these are all called log sources. Log into log source or data source. Second one, go to settings tab. Third one, click on server tab. Add syslog. Okay, so there are multiple options will be available. So in that one, Active Directory, Domain Controller, LDAP. Okay, so then we have static routes. Routes also will be available. So in that one, we have to choose the syslog server method. So next one, please configure the below information. So after adding syslog, what are the information we have to provide? So we have to provide this already we have discussed. Once again, I'm repeating. SIEM tool name, which tool if you want to integrate to this particular. Okay, so logs that SIEM tool name, SIEM tool IP address, IP address or tool name here. Yeah, correct. SIEM tool IP address or host name. Next one is protocol, port number, log format. So these are all the couple of fields will be there. So what we have to provide here, example, as I said, in our organization, we are using IBM QRadar. We have to provide the IBM QRadar. If it is Exabeam. Okay. So then if it is Splunk, we have to provide the Splunk logarithm, and so on. So example, logarithm. So here, either you can provide the IP address or host name. In case if you're mapping the IP address to host name, or otherwise you can provide the directly host name or directly IP address. Either of the one is fine. Either IP address or host name. Example 10.10.10.1. Okay, so if that IP address has management SIEM tool has IP address you can provide, and management host name has a host name, then you can provide the host name as well. Anything is fine. One is fine. Protocol, TCP or UDP, it will support for both the connections. Port number 514, you know already. And log format is, so we have GPEG, BST, CSV, and so on. So example CSV. So this is the way we have to configure, and finally click on save button. So these are all the things we have to provide. So before going to click on save button, yeah. So last one is test connectivity. So one more option is available, test connectivity, meaning here in between whatever log source we logged in, because all these information where we are doing. So we are doing in the log source. That may be firewall, that may be router, or that may be switch or load balancer, and so on. So all those things we are doing in the router level. So we are logging into all these different types of log sources. So in that log sources, okay, so to the SIEM tool, whether test is successfully connected or not. So one tick mark will come, the tick mark with the green color will come. Okay. In case that tick mark is not coming as a green and it is coming as a red and it is throwing an error, so or warning, that means some of the issue is there in between our log source to the SIEM tool. Okay. Once you are clicking on test connectivity, so in that scenario, to the log source and SIEM tool, in between log source and SIEM tool, some issue is there. That's the issue we have to identify. What is the reason behind? So test connectivity side issue. Then we have to go and we have to do the troubleshooting option or debugging option. Okay. So this is what they will ask in the interview. In case after configuring everything is fine, still you are expecting some of the errors or logs are not reflecting in the SIEM tool or logs are not coming in the SIEM tool, what will you do? This is the interview question. Okay. Couple of logs or logs are not reflecting in the SIEM tool or not coming to the SIEM tool. After configuring, what will you do? So that is the question. So first one, for this one, how to answer? So I will write that one also. In case logs are not reflecting in the SIEM tool, what will you do? Or how to troubleshoot? Okay. So first thing is, for this one, there are two different types of answers, three answers I can say. First one is verify the configuration. Verify the configuration meaning here, whatever you have configured, whether all the IP addresses or hosting provided is correct or not. Okay. So next one, whatever protocol you mentioned is correct or not, especially port number, because it's a communication port number. So this one is correctly you entered or not, and log format you specify the correct or not. So first thing is we have to re-verify the configuration, whether we have provided all the information correct or not. So that is the first thing. Second one is go to firewall, take the PCAP file in between. PCAP means packet capture. PCAP file in between log source and SIEM tool and go export the packet capture or download the packet capture from firewall, full stop. Then import downloaded or exported PCAP file in which tool? Whatever downloaded.
Wireshark. Wireshark.
Yes, right. Wireshark, and analyze the where is the issue. Okay, so where is the issue meaning here? So those issues may be whether packet is retransmitting, whether the issue is there in the application layer. So whether DNS is configured correctly or not. Okay, so host name is configured correctly or not. So HTTP protocol configuring correctly or not. All those verifications we have to do. So on the application layer wise. So second one is whether TCP three-way handshake is completing in between log source and also SIEM tool. So we have to verify. See, basically this packet capture water we downloaded from the firewall and we imported in the Wireshark tool, it will give the TCP IP layer. Okay. So in the TCP IP layer, one is application layer. So in the application layer wise, we have to go and we have to analyze. Next one is transport layer. Okay. In the transport layer, whether TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. In case it is not completing, whether any flag issues are disabled, like urgent or push. Okay, so reset or synchronization, acknowledgement or finish. All those flags also we have to verify. Okay, so that is on the transport layer. In the internet layer or network layer, so that is the third layer in the TCP IP layer. Whether the packet is dropping or packet is retransmissioning or packet is reset. Okay, so these are the couple of information we have to verify on the transport or network layer. So packet it's a part of network layer. IP packets we discussed already. So in the last layer is network interface layer. Is there any physical connectivity issues? Okay, so these information we have to verify using the Wireshark tool. Wireshark tool separate session is there. So I will explain there how to verify the log activity. I mean, whenever we are importing the packet to the respective Wireshark tool. Okay, so this is what you have to give the answer. Once you are identifying whether TCP three-way handshake is not completed, example, what is the reason? Okay, so whether packet is a dropping in between. So why it is dropping? For that one, we have to go on, we have to use couple of commands. So example, in between SIEM tool and also to the respect to log source, packet is a dropping. So where the packet is dropping, which command we have to use to identify where the packet is dropping? Which command we can use to identify where the packet is dropping? Packet is dropping in between. Example, so our log source to the respective SIEM tool. In that scenario, which command we have to use to identify where the packet is dropping? Yes, that's right. Trace route. So trace route command we have to use, okay, to identify so where the packet is dropping. So from there we have to go and we have to troubleshoot. So what is the reason behind till that particular gateway or hop or router packet is able to reach, but from there it is not able to reach. So maybe you have to contact the network engineering team also a couple of times. Okay. So that is the verification. All these verifications we have to do. So last one is what we have to do finally. After verifying everything, last step. So I'll put this one ABC. Because these are a subset of second point. Okay. So last one is you verified all these informations, still you are facing. It is not in your hands. So obviously what we have to raise, we are paying premium support with the vendor. We are taking the premium support option. When you say premium support, so whenever you are purchasing any tool, so premium support option we have to take. The premium support will act as like a warranty. In that warranty period, anytime we can contact with the vendor. So please raise a support ticket with the vendor. So that is the third one. Please raise a support ticket with the vendor. Why the logs are not reflecting? So these are all the verifications. So this tool, whatever second thing we discussed, that one I will show you practically. Verify the configuration anyway, this configuration wise. And ticket where we have to raise, support portal. every vendor, after purchasing a tool, they will give one of the URL link. URL link. So we have to go and we have to register our model number of the device. Every model number of the device has serial number also. Every tool, whatever we purchase, so that model number has a serial number as well. So that serial number also we have to register. Once you are registering, so then we can go and we can apply. So immediately they will identify who has raised this particular ticket and where that customer or client is belongs to, vendor side. Okay. So we have to raise in support portal basically. I'll put in bracket support ticket itself. I'll put support portal. So this step is common for every tool. Okay, this step is common for every tool. Packet capture, most of the cases we will enable only in the firewall level. Okay, so we no need to enable in the NADS, NAPS. We no need to enable in the proxy. But where we have to enable the packet capture mainly we will enable in the firewall level. We can enable in the other devices also. But problem here is everywhere you are enabling the packet capture, okay, it will be very expensive solution. So storage wise, we have to purchase high-end model. Okay. So that's why we have to enable the, even in the firewall also, for everything, it is not a mandatory. Only for internet facing interfaces, we have to enable. Internet facing internet facing Ethernet interfaces, we have to enable this packet capture option, right? So that is about how to troubleshoot or how to debug. So what our process we are doing, this is also called as a debugging option or troubleshooting option. Fixing the issue or fixing the problem is called as a troubleshooting or debug issue. Okay. So not only just firewall. Example, you integrated proxy logs, you integrated router logs, you integrated web application firewall logs. Okay, you integrated network IPS logs. But where we have to log into the, okay, so device and we have to get the packet capture firewall only. Even though your issue was there from the proxy side, issue was there in the network IDs, network IPS side. Okay, packet capture, second option compulsory, we have to go to the firewall only. Okay, firewall only we will do normally. So enabling the packet capture. So that one I will show you practically at the time of FortiGate demo. Okay, so this is what how to troubleshoot. So whenever logs are not reflecting in the SIEM tool. Okay, so in the couple of interviews, they will ask, do you know how to onboard the log sources? Second interview question is, do you know how to onboard log sources, or did you integrate anytime log sources logs to SIEM tool? So either they will say log source, either they will say data source. So as I said, whoever is putting 0 to 4 plus years of experience, guys, you can say, no, I did not create. This one will be created by, so L3 team or implementation team. That's what you can say. But whoever is putting 5 plus years of experience, those people you can say, yes, I know how to create. Okay, because I'm providing the entire information how to create also, how to implement. So if in case your L1 team is saying, I know how to create, then you're a part of implementation level. If you are going to the implementation level directly without doing any support related incident investigation, it is very difficult to survive. Okay, we will come back within a week or within 2 weeks. Implementation is a little bit complicated as compared to supporting role. Okay, so that's why, as I said earlier also, first 1 year you can work for the, okay, so support related role. From there, you can go to the implementation level. From there, you can go to the architect level. Okay, that's what my opinion. So coming back, how to answer this one? I don't know how to integrate log sources logs to SIEM tool, but I have an idea how to integrate or onboard. Okay. So what we are saying, we are giving convincing answer now. I don't know how to integrate log source logs to SIEM tool, but I have an idea how to integrate or how to onboard. So we are not saying directly, I don't know. It's a diplomatic answer. It's a diplomatic answer. It is a convincing answer. Okay. So now you can say, okay, so how to integrate the log source? So this is the approach you have to say. So example, firewall log integration to SIEM tool, or proxy logs integration to SIEM tool, or load balancer logs integration to SIEM tool, and so on. So now everything copy paste here. Only one thing we have to change. What is that? Instead of log source, we have to say firewall. Log into, instead of log source, firewall. Okay. So if you're putting proxy logs integration. If you're putting load balancer logs integration. If you're putting WAF, okay. So WAF logs integration. If you're putting wireless LAN, so wireless LANing meaning here, whatever Wi-Fi traffic we are monitoring. So example I told you already, Aruba, Cisco, okay, Avaya, Huawei. So these are the couple of companies are there, right? So wireless LAN meaning here. So even we will create one of the virtual network or LAN segmentation for wireless. So that wireless entire thing we can monitor, nothing but Wi-Fi traffic. So using couple of tools we have, air magnetic spectrum or wireless IDS, wireless IPS, and so on. All those fall under wireless LAN. It's a one dedicated tool. From the tool, we will monitor Wi-Fi traffic. Okay. So even wireless LAN also will support syslog server method only. Okay. So this is the way how to give the answer. Okay. So this is compulsory interview question along with 3 interview questions. I told you already. One is tell me about yourself or walk me through your resume. And second question is, so what is the most recent incident investigation you have done? Or maybe what is the challenging incident investigation you have done? Is there any critical incident investigation you have done? So that is the second one. Third question is, do you know how to create correlation rule? Okay, that we can discuss later. So what is the answer we have to give for that correlation rule creation? Okay, that is also same we have to say. So I did not create any time. Okay, so correlation rule, but I have an idea. So how to create correlation rule? So you can take any one of the example and explain that particular logic in that particular interview. Okay, not default rule, customized rule only they will ask, or modified rule, customized rule or modified rule. So there are two different types of rules normally we will configure. One is default rules. By default, whatever rules are supported by vendor or SIEM tool. Second one is customized one. Whatever we are configuring in the SIEM tool. Okay. So that is called customized one. It is not existing in the SIEM tool when we purchase the when we purchase the tool. That's all. Okay. So that customized one only normally they'll expect. Okay. So that logic, I think I forgot to update. Apologies for that. That sheet I told you, right? So couple of logics I will provide. So that one I'll update. So second integration method. Okay, collector agent method. Okay. So this collector agent method is applicable to main cases is servers. servers. Main case is for servers. If we want to integrate logs to, if you want to integrate server logs to SIEM tool, we will use collector agent method. Collector agent method. So collector agent method meaning here, so it's a piece of software is provided by every vendor. Collector agent. Whenever we are saying agent, it's a piece of software. Example, antivirus agent or EDR agent, DLP agent, host IDS, host IPS agent, file integrity monitoring agent. Okay. So then encryption agent, all these things we have discussed, it's a part of EDR solution or endpoint security solutions. So vendor will provide that agent, right? Same thing is applicable to here as well. So vendor will provide the piece of software. That piece of software, either you can download from the support portal or directly from the SIEM tool also. Okay. So either you can download the that collector agent. If it is Linux related collector agent, we have to download. If it's Windows, then we have to download the Windows related agent. We have to download and we have to install that particular agent in the servers, whatever server logs you want to integrate. Okay. Every server. So Windows servers, Linux servers, database servers, application servers. So this particular collector agent method will support. Okay. So what is the process now? Log into server. Configure the below information. So what is the information we have to configure? For this one also, couple of times you no need to configure this particular configuration. You have to coordinate with the vendor. When is sorry, not vendor, server team, because they will not give access to you to configure the server. So to install the agent, collector agent, you require admin access. Read and write access should be required. Couple of times client will not give the admin access to serve, SIEM tool guys, right? Normally client will not give. Either Bank of America is your client, means whether they will give server access to SOC team, they will not give. So what we have to do? So we have to raise a ticket with the vendor, then ask them to install the agent. For that one, we have to provide the documentation. How to install collector agent in the respective SIEM tool. So the documentation we have to provide. So how we will get the documentation part? We will get from the vendor. Okay. So we need documentation. Okay. So for the collector agent method, so please provide the documentation by raising a ticket or by sending an email to the respective vendor. So nothing but tool, whatever tool we purchased. So then they will provide the documentation to us. That documentation we have to give to the client. Now client go and will follow those steps. Then finally he will install the respective collector agent on the server. Okay. So in the server, what are the information we have to provide? Source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. Yeah. So these information we have to provide. So source IP here. So source IP meaning here, wherever the server we logged in. So example, one of the approd.com, it's a server. So this is a production based application server. So Windows 2012. Okay, one of the Windows 2012 server. Okay, so maybe Linux server, Red Hat 8.6. So that is Linux based, or Red Hat 9.1. Now 9.1 also enter into the market. So that particular server IP address we have to provide. That is called source IP. So server IP address. Coming back, syslog server is a common for every vendor. Okay, 514 is a port number. So it's a unique number basically, syslog. Every vendor is supporting syslog option. Okay. Now, what is the source port and destination port? It will vary from vendor to vendor. It will vary from vendor to vendor. Example, so 443 most of the cases. 443, 8443, okay, 9099, 9093, 8999, okay, so 9097. Vendor to vendor, these port numbers will be vary. So that's why they will not ask for collector agent what is the port number, because it's not a unique number like a syslog. For syslog, we have port number is 514, but here collector agent side, it's not a common port for every vendor. So different vendors, they will use different numbers, similar to like whatever we discussed a part of EDR design or implementation or deployment. There also port number is vary from vendor to vendor, but most of the cases, so in case if they are asked in the interview point of what is the port number, either you can say 443 because it's a secure way of communication, SSL over TLS, or 8443. So example, IBM QRadar, it will use 8443, and Splunk will use 8999 and 9097, and Exabeam will use 9093. So vendor to vendor, these port number or communication port number will vary. Okay, it depends on vendor. So otherwise you can say I'll specify the port number. Destination IP SIM tool. So example 10.10.10.2. So SIM tool IP address, in bracket I will write that one also. Here also I can write 10.10.10.1. Example only. So that is server IP, and this destination is belongs to SIM tool. So SIM tool IP. And destination port number, I'll specify the destination port number as per the vendor wise. You can see that one also, vendor to vendor, this port number will vary. So as per the vendor, I'll specify the port number. Example, 443, 8443, 9093, okay, 9997, 9097. So these are the couple of numbers. Okay. So these two is belongs to IBM QRadar. This one is belongs to Exabeam. This one is belongs to Splunk, and McAfee once again these three, and logarithm once again these two. So it will vary from vendor to vendor. So now already configuration is completed now. So what we have to do, there is no save and nothing, just we have to go and we have to see whether logs are not reflecting in the SIM tool or not. Okay, whether logs are not, there is no graphical user interface for the logging into server. This is like a command line interface. Whatever we are doing, this is like a command line interfacing, and this is like a graphical user interface. Okay, so now after completing this configuration, we have to go and we have to log into our SIM tool, and we have to verify the config. I mean, we have to check whether logs are coming or not from this server. Which server? 10.10.10.1. From this IP address, so and so host name, whether logs are reflecting in the SIM tool or not. In case logs are not reflecting in the SIM tool, what we have to do? We have to ask once again whoever configured this agent. So we have to ask them provide the TCP dump file. TCP dump file. So I will repeat. So here we'll say packet capture, but server side will say TCP dump file. It's one of the file. So that file we have to, okay, so take and we have to analyze the logs once again. Okay. In case logs are not reflecting in SIEM tool of the server, what will you do? So only case is server. Server case, we will take the TCP dump. So now here we have to analyze this TCP dump file. First thing is how to answer this one. Verify the configuration in the server. So meaning here, whatever configuration you configured in the server level, so IP address, port number, destination IP, destination port number, you configured correct or not. So that information we have to validate. So that is the first one. Second one is take the TCP dump file from the server and analyze the issue. So once again, from the server, we have to go and we have to ping. We have to log into the first, what are the different types of verifications we have to do? Most of the cases, in case logs are not reflecting, we have to verify the ping command and trace route command. Troubleshooting purpose, these two commands we will use regularly. For instant investigation regularly, which command we will use? Instant investigation or forensic investigation to identify the host name or IP address. What the command we have to use? To identify either IP address of the system or host.
NS lookup.
Yes, that's correct. NS lookup. So regular instant investigation analysis and forensic analysis, we'll use NS lookup command. For troubleshooting purpose, we will use trace route or ping command. Ping command, first we can go and we can see whether the SIEM tool is up and running or not. So whether reachability wise, so whether reaching or not, or packet is dropping. Trace route, where the packet is dropping. In between source to the destination. Okay, so TCP dump, it's a file. It contains the logs. Using that logs, we have to analyze. So whether packet is dropping, so whether packet is retransmissioning, what is next hop information, all those information it contains. So third one, raise a support ticket with the vendor in the vendor portal. Okay, so these are all the couple of things we have to verify if server logs are not reflecting. Okay, in the interview point of view, if they'll ask in case logs are not reflecting, either you can give the answer of this one, but you have to specify this in case server's logs are not reflecting. So if they are giving chance or option to us, you have to give the answer. So either you can give the this option or this option, anything is fine. Two are fine. Okay. So that is about collector agent method. So
Sir,
if you want, yes, please.
In the first method, you are configuring the SIEM tool, right?
No. This is in the log source, nothing
Firewall,
but.
that is firewall.
Yes.
And second case, you are configuring the server, which is at vendor location or somewhere. I did not small confusion.
No, this is once again in the server.
So it can be a firewall server.
No, server meaning here, I told you a couple of examples also, not firewall. So servers in our infrastructure point of view, what our servers we are using.
Okay.
Because server logs also we have to integrate it to SIEM tool. So example, every organization will maintain the around 5,000 to 6,000 servers. That may be middleware servers or finance servers or database servers or application servers or maybe Windows servers or Linux servers and so on. Those server logs.
This will be in the network diagram on the first layer.
Exactly. Right? That server LAN option is there, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I will give the example also. Example. of server logs, server log sources otherwise. Example of server log sources, Active Directory and domain controller. Several times in the class also I told, now you can go and you can repeat it, whatever we discussed part of Active Directory. That time itself I said, so we have to use the log collector agent method. Okay. So Active Directory and domain control logs, if you want to integrate, we have to use collector agent method. So whatever vendor is providing the agent or piece of software from the SIEM tool vendor wise, we have to download from either from the web portal or support portal or directly from the SIEM tool. Okay. So next one is all the Windows servers. All the Linux servers. Better instead of here, what I will do. So I will put it here. Yeah. So all the Linux servers, all the middleware, all the database servers, all the application servers, and so on. Okay. So yeah. So that is about second option, collector agent method. So that one also I'll provide the information. Who will provide the collector agent? This is not entire question, just for your information. Okay. Who will provide the collector agent and how to get the collector agent? Okay, collector agent will be provided by vendor, SIM tool vendor. Okay, so that is first thing. Second one is collector agent. We can download it from either web portal or support portal, or else from SIM tool admin tab. So these are all the two different places. Normally we can download the respective. Okay, so collector agent. So operating system wise, it will vary that collector agent, similar to like same EDR agent only. So if it is Windows related. If it is Linux, because these two different servers has a operating system is different. Okay. So whatever server we are configuring, that's server agent only we have to download. Example, you want to integrate Windows server logs, but you are downloading Linux server OS, I mean Linux server agent, it will not work out. Okay. Because compatibility issues will come. First of all, it will not install also. Okay, at the time installation purpose or installation wise. Okay. If you want to install the Windows Server agent, then obviously that one we have to install only for Windows servers. Okay. So if you want to install the agent in the Linux server, so we have to download for the Linux server agent. Okay. So that is about server log integration method. So most of the cases, every vendor is supporting these two log integration methods. Every vendor, not most, every vendor is supporting these two log integration methods. Every vendor is supporting first and second, that is syslog server method and collector agent method. Remaining 6 whatever we have, it will vary from vendor to vendor. Cloud connector, example Splunk, example Okay, IBM QRadar, example, Exabeam. Only these 3 or 4 vendors only supporting cloud connector. Win collector agent method. This dedicatedly applicable to only IBM QRadar. Only IBM QRadar. MSRPC, once again IBM QRadar. WMA method, logarithm, IBM QRadar. Next one, HP ArcSight. These 3 vendors are supporting WMA method. Even McAfee as well. API method. So API method is supporting almost all the vendors. And apps method dedicated to Splunk. Okay. So remaining it depends on which vendor we are purchasing. But first 2 are common for every vendor. So first 2 itself, out of 100 log intake, so 100 log sources are there. Approximate 80 log sources will use these 2 methods only. Example, in our organization level, total number of the log sources are maybe 100. So 80 of the total overall log sources will fall under these 2 categories only, either syslog server method or collector agent method. Remaining 20 log sources logs integration, we have to use these options. Okay. So third one is cloud connector. Shall I put note also? Otherwise, you will not remember. So maybe in the architecture diagram wise, there I will provide which vendor is supporting what type of log integration methods. So there we can discuss once again from tomorrow onwards. So cloud connector method. So cloud connector method, as I said, it is applicable to Exabeam, Splunk, IBM QRadar. So couple of other ELK tools. So these are the vendors it is supporting. Cloud connector method, obviously cloud. So if you want to integrate the cloud logs to the SIEM tool, we can use this cloud connector method. Okay. So this method is used to cloud service provider logs integration. So example, AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, IBM, HP, Alibaba, and so on. Alibaba is applicable to only in the China country. So remaining all other is applicable to all over the worldwide. Okay. So example. So these are all example of the log sources. So we can go and we can discuss about one of the log integration method. We'll go with AWS because AWS is very, very popular out of all these. So as compared to Azure, GCP, Oracle, IBM, HP, Alibaba, most of the, okay, so market capture is doing by AWS only. So out of 100 customers, 40 to 50 customers are belongs to AWS, remaining 50 customers belongs to Azure, GCP, Oracle, and so on. Okay. Now slowly, so Azure giving lot of competition to Amazon Web Services. In future, my opinion, so Azure will be high, Amazon will be less. Because of the cost point of view, because of the documentation point of view, because of the support point of view. Okay. So support wise, documentation wise, okay, even implementations wise, Azure is very easy as compared to Amazon. Okay. Amazon cloud instances configuration, cloud databases configuration, cloud applications configuration, deployment is little bit complicated and documentation also not that much great as compared to Azure. But Azure wise, nothing but Microsoft. Microsoft will give like a baby feeding. So each and every step they will provide. Okay. So how to go and where to go. Now, if you have the documentation, you can go and you can configure everything with no need other people help also. and support as well. Okay. So now example, integration of AWS logs to SIEM tool. So if you want to integrate the AWS logs, first thing, obviously, where we have to go? We have to go to the AWS account. AWS account, wherever our application is hosted or our account is hosted. So we have to log into our AWS account. So this AWS account or Azure account, it is based on the region wise. So they will say like a North region USA, South region USA, East region USA, West region USA, in the similar Mumbai region, Singapore region. Okay. So next one is Netherlands, Amsterdam, Dubai, Belgium. Okay. So these are all the couple of places like Australia and so on. So every time why I'm referring only these 6 to 7 countries only. For example, only North America, USA I'm referring. So South America I'm referring Belgium. So Middle East I'm referring Dubai. Europe I'm referring Netherlands. Australia. Why? Because most of the our data centers so located in these countries only. Even Singapore also. Mumbai and Singapore. Asia Pacific, most of the companies headquarters are located in Mumbai and Singapore. Okay. So every cloud service provider or every vendor, they have their own data centers are available all over the worldwide. Continent wise, they have completely deployed these. Their presence also there for these countries. So I will repeat once again. In the Europe, Netherlands, Amsterdam, it's very, very popular to deploy their data centers. Most of the vendor data centers are available in there. In the USA, obviously USA side. In the South America, Belgium. Africa, I think South Africa. Okay. Middle East, Dubai. Next one is Asia Pacific, Mumbai, and also Singapore, Australia. Some of the case Canada as well. That is also will fall under North America. Okay. So these are all the locations. Most of the vendors, their presence is available as well as their data centers also available to maintain the entire continent. To maintain the entire continent as well as spreading the business to all those continent countries. Okay. So coming back here, if you want to integrate AWS logs to the SIEM tool, first one is log into AWS account. Second one, create a cloud trial. So first we have to create a cloud trial. So cloud trial, cloud watch. So in the couple of interviews, they will ask, what do you know about cloud? Do you have any experience on cloud? So this is also one of the popular interview question now. Now everywhere is a cloud. So cloud basics also I will give, especially if they will ask on the cloud side. So whatever services are providing by the respect to Amazon, at least one cloud service provider services you should aware. At least one cloud service provider services you should aware. Those services we can call it as native services or default services. Native services or default services. So example. So if I'm going for Amazon, not Amazon shopping website. So it has come amazon.com. This is wrong. This is not the website I'm referring. Yeah, shop online, not this one. Amazon. Yeah, once again, same thing. Same as it is. Yeah, you can see here so many services will be there. This is also not correct one. I'll put Amazon Identity Access Management.
AWS manages.
Yeah, AWS Manager, right? Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, you can see products here. So in these products, so many things are there. Here, AWS side, they are developing so many things. Okay, that's why so much of recruitment is there for AWS side. So here we have to go to the security, identity, and compliances. So whenever if they will ask, do you know what you know about cloud, or did you work on cloud? At least you should be aware of the security, identity, and compliances. If I'm clicking on this one, so you can see here Cognito. So you can see here detective, guard duty, inspector, MySay, security lake. Okay, so verified permissions, aircraft, audit manager. Okay, so many things are coming. All these are a part of. So whatever AWS is providing services, these services we can also call as native services. These services also called as native services. Guard duty is like a SIM tool. In Amazon, guard duty, we can call it a SIM tool. But unfortunately, so it doesn't have that much capability. Whatever normal tools are doing, even though every organization they are using Amazon, they are integrating to third-party tools only, either Splunk, either IBM QRadar, either Exabeam, either Logarithm, and so on. Because guard duty doesn't have that much capability. But on the Azure side, they have Sentinel one. Sentinel, sorry, not one, Sentinel. As compared to guard duty, Sentinel is doing great right now in the market. Azure Sentinel. Okay. Not sure why Amazon is not focusing on the guard duty development and implementation of the new features, adding the new features or bringing the new features. Okay. So most of the, okay, so customers or clients, whoever is using Amazon, so they are depending on the third party SIM tool integrations. When you say third party SIM tools, what are SIM tools we are discussing in the class right now? Unfortunately, GuardDuty doesn't have that much capability. What our SIM tools are doing. Okay. So if they will provide the proper correlation rules as well as the even SOPs, playbooks, runbooks, threat hunting mechanisms, SOAR capability 100%. So GuardDuty will become number one as compared to Azure and Google Cloud. So right now R&D team, nothing but research and development team is not focusing of the guard duty implementations or development backend. Maybe in future, it will come once again with the strong features and it will give competence to IBM QRadar and Splunk. I'm guessing this one also. Okay, so that is once again different story anyway. So coming back here, in case if they are asking, do you know anything about cloud? I will take 1 hour session to the cloud. So what are the different types of cloud services are there? One class I will take. In that class, I will explain what is public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, what are the different types of cloud native services each and every cloud service provider is supporting. So separate topic is there. So CloudTrail, CloudWatch also one of the option in the security, identity, and compliances. So that is the reason I'm explaining about cloud services now. So create a CloudTrail. So after that, after creating CloudTrail, create CloudWatch. CloudWatch. So CloudTrail, CloudWatch differences. CloudTrail, CloudWatch, GuardDuty. So these difference, GuardDuty obviously SIM tool in Amazon Web Services. CloudTrail, it will provide the audit related logs. So in the event viewer in our lab tab, we have seen security related logs, application related logs, system related logs, configuration related logs, event forward related logs. There are 5 different types of logs. CloudTrail, it will provide only security audit related logs. Whoever is trying to log into Amazon account, okay. So that may be DevOps teams or TechOps team or SecOps teams, DevSecOps team, or admin team, whoever is managing the entire account, or Linux team, or machine learning team, or data science team, and so on. So whenever the user is trying to log in the Amazon Amazon Web Services account, that time login failures and login success will come, right? So those things, it's a part of CloudTrail. CloudTrail will give all those logs. That's why we have to configure the CloudTrail as well. Okay. After that, CloudWatch. CloudWatch, so this one is related to, it will provide audit related authentication failures, authentication success and authentication failure. Authentication failure and authentication success logins. Logins to where? Logins to the AWS account. Okay. So that is about CloudTrail. Then what is CloudWatch? Here, what is the keyword we hear? Audit. Nothing but security. Login attempts failure, login attempt success to AWS account. And next one, CloudWatch. CloudWatch will provide the health checkup related. It will provide cloud instances, health checkup logs, whether up or down. That is called health checkup. Okay. Whenever we are saying health checkup, what is the status of the cloud instances or virtual machines or EC2 instances? Okay. So that health checkup related logs, system related logs, configuration, something if you are doing the configuration related logs. So app logs. So these are all the couple of logs normally will be monitored by CloudWatch. What about guard duty? Once we are configuring all these, then we have to enable the guard duty. So guard duty will collect all those logs from the different types of log instances. Okay. So next one is, once we are creating CloudTrail, CloudWatch, those logs we have to store in S3 bucket. We have to store in the S3 bucket. Store the logs. No, there is no need to write store the logs also. Yeah, we have to specify the store the logs in S3 bucket. It's like a storage purpose. S3 is a bucket. It's nothing but one of the storage purpose we can use. All the logs can be stored in this S3 bucket. Okay. So it will be part of cloud computing. S3 bucket is a part of cloud computing option. So now we have seen services, identity, and compliances. It's a part of our services related to security, but S3 bucket is a part of infrastructure. Okay, it's a cloud computing part. So once we are creating and storing the logs in the S3 bucket, now what we have to do, generate a access key. And next one is generate secret key. So most of the cases, these keys we should not expose to the public. Access key and secret key. So every log storage, whatever we are doing, for that one, we have to do encryption as well using access key. So that is generate access key and secret key. So this is what on the cloud side we have to do. Okay. Cloud connector we are discussing now. So cloud connector, AWS side, we have to do this one now. So whatever access key is there, secret key is there, that one we have to copy paste. It's like one key number, like a hash value kind of thing, combination of both characters and numbers. Access key and secret key, combination of both characters and numbers. Okay. So now where we have to go. So example, take this one is AWS account, sorry. This AWS account where our applications hosted. In between AWS account and also so example, this one is cloud connector. So this is our SIEM tool. So what are SIEM tool we are using? Okay. So this is in between AWS account and SIEM tool. Cloud connector will act as a gateway or a bridge or mediator or broker. Proxy, web gateway. Okay, application gateway, right? In the similar email gateway. Also, this cloud connector also gateway. It will act as a gateway to collect the logs from the AWS accounts and it will send it to the SIEM tool because direct integration is not supporting so far. Okay, either we have to use apps method. So either we have to use API method, either we have to use a cloud connector method to integrate the AWS logs. Okay, so cloud connector, what is acting? It is acting as a mediator or gateway between to collect the logs from the AWS account. From there, it will send it to the SIEM tool. Who are all vendors are there from cloud connector point of view? So example, so far whatever we completed, this is part of here. So whatever configuration we have done, it's a part of here. Now same configuration we have to do in the cloud connector side also. So directly from cloud connector, we have to send it to SIEM tool. From cloud connector to SIEM tool, it will use syslog server option now. Okay. Whatever access key and secret key it is generated, you have to take those access key and secret key. And AWS account region also we have to select. So that region we have to take. And account name. Region and account name we have to take if you want to configure the cloud connector. Okay. So in the cloud connector, what exactly we have to do? Cloud connector configuration. Log into cloud connector. Click on settings tab. Click on syslog. Okay. Specify the below information. What the information we have to provide? One is AWS account name. So next one, AWS region, which one it is belongs to. Access key information. Secret key information. Port number. That's all. So this information we have to provide. So AWS account name, example, whether that account is belongs to machine learning or whether it is belongs to data science team or whether it is belongs to DevOps team account or whether it is belongs to any application is hosted in the AWS, that account name. Okay. So region, so whether it's US East or West, North or South or Canada or Australia or Mumbai or Singapore or Ireland Okay, so Belgium or Dubai or Netherlands, wherever it may be. So that region information and key, whatever key generated here. So that key information and secret key information. Okay. So finally, port number. What is the port number for syslog? 514. So this is common. And finally, we have to click on test connectivity. So I forgot one more thing, SIEM tool name as well. SIEM tool name. SIEM IP address. So these two information also we have to provide. Okay, otherwise it will come to only cloud connector. From there, how it will go to the SIM tool. So we have to specify the SIEM tool name, SIEM tool IP address also. So finally, we have to click on the test connectivity. So if test is successfully connected, that means cloud connector is able to fetch the whatever logs are storing in the S3 bucket. Okay, those logs it will send it to the SIM tool. Here two different types of configurations we are doing. One is AWS server side or not server, AWS account side configuration we are doing, and cloud connector side we are doing configurations, because this one is acting as a gateway or a mediator between our AWS account to the respective SIM tool. First, we have to pull the logs from AWS account to the cloud connector. From cloud connector, we have to pull the logs to SIM tool, or we have to push the logs to SIM tool. After completing everything, if test connectivity is successfully completed, then all those cloud related logs, whatever instances logs, system related logs, authentication failures, authentication success, health checkup related. Okay, if the virtual machine is going down or up, everything we can see under the SIM tool. Even flooding category also. If logs are not reflecting, we have to go and we have to verify all these configurations once again, and all these configurations once again. Okay, even we have to do the packet capture in the firewall. We have to troubleshoot, and still you are not able to verify where is the issue, then obviously we have to raise a support ticket with the vendor. This is common for every integration method. Taking the packet capture and analyzing. Okay, so this is about AWS logs integration to the SIM tool. In the similar way, we have couple of other cloud-based tools we have. Cloud-based tools. Example, Microsoft Office 365. So it's a cloud tool. Microsoft Office 365 Defender, Microsoft Office 365 phishing email. Okay, so these are the couple of tools are available. Microsoft Office 365, even ATP, Advanced Threat Prevention. In that scenario, if we want to integrate the Office 365 logs to SIM tool, what we have to do? Okay, so second use scenario, I'm saying in the cloud once again. So the first one, all these are implementations, guys. Okay, so but anyway, as I said, this is architect level training I'm giving. I want to satisfy my side. It's not like, okay, so just completed training and so they are fine with the whatever training I'm giving. So in future also, the really helpful all these concepts to you. Office 365 logs integration to SIM tool. So Office 365 meaning here, it's a separate entity or separate tool. Basically, it's already, it's also called as Outlook. It's a cloud-based tool. It's a cloud-based tool. So if you want to integrate Office 365, this also I'll put it as a ServiceNow or ServiceNow or Proofpoint. All these are belongs to cloud tools. Even couple of tools like our CrowdStrike, all these are also different types of cloud-based tools, SaaS-based application. All these we can call it a SaaS-based application. When you say SaaS-based application, this is not zero. SaaS-based application meaning here software as a service. Okay, pay as you go. So we will take the service from the respective Office 365, ServiceNow, Proofpoint, and so on. For that one, we will pay money. That is called SaaS-based. We no need to deploy in our office premise level. Okay, so that we can see part of API token management method also. API token management method. If you want to integrate Office 365, ServiceNow, or Proofpoint, even Nessus also I can say. Okay, how we can integrate? Use a cloud connector method. Use a cloud connector method. We have to ask Office 365 team or ServiceNow team or Proofpoint. Proofpoint is email gateway, email security solution. We have to ask all these different types of team members because we are not maintaining Office 365. We are not maintaining ServiceNow. Okay, ServiceNow development team will be there. We are not maintaining the Proofpoint, email gateway team will be there, phishing email team. We are not the admins for the respective tools. Now what we have to ask them, please go and create one of the username and password to dedicated to SOC and please provide those username and password. Okay, so now either Office 365 team or ServiceNow development team, whoever is managing ServiceNow ticketing tool, or Proofpoint, whoever is managing, nothing but other or admin. Those people normally we have to contact. Okay, so now they will create, even if they will create account, that's fine. If they don't create accounts also, that's fine. But they have to provide the admin privilege username and password. We can share our screen in the cloud connector. They have to enter the username and password. That's fine. So most of the case, they will create dedicated account to SOC team because what they are doing, we have to monitor. So role-based access control, it's very important. Segregation of duties also very important. Okay, so respect to team, will create, when you say respective team, nothing but Office 365 team or ServiceNow team or Proofpoint team or Nessus team and so on. So that team admins or tool admins otherwise will create one dedicated admin username and password for SOC team. And they will give that username and password. Now take that username and password, whatever the admin username and password they given to us, and go and do this particular information, same as it is. Then go to cloud connector. So this configuration we have to do on the Office 365 ServiceNow side. Now here, instead of AWS account now, what are the different types of tools it will come? Either Office 365 or Proofpoint or ServiceNow or maybe Nessus or Qualys and so on. Okay. So now instead of AWS account name, region, access key and secret key, we have to specify the username and password, admin username and password in the cloud connector. So remaining as it is. So I will not put number here. Yeah. So this is the way how to integrate Office 365 or ServiceNow or vulnerability management logs. So next one is Proofpoint and so on. So these are a couple of examples how to integrate the logs to the SIEM tool. So now cloud connector is acting. Cloud connector will push the logs from the Office 365 using this username and password, it will send it to the SIEM tool. Okay. So in the cloud connector side, we have to configure. Now we have to go and we have to verify in the SIEM tool whether Office 365 logs and ServiceNow logs and Proofpoint logs are reflecting in SIEM tool or not. In case not reflecting, we have to troubleshoot. Okay. So that is about cloud connector method. So who are all vendors are there from the cloud point of view? Cloud connector vendors. IBM, not IBM QRadar. IBM, they have their own cloud connector. Citrix, sorry. Citrix. In the work from home option time, even Citrix also faced one of the major role to do the work from home option for a couple of companies. Most of the people, they use Citrix gateway to connect the office application like a VPN. Okay. Jetscaler, Citrix, Pulse Secure, Fortinet client, Cisco AnyConnect. So all these different types of vendors. So they used most of the cases from the work from home option side. So even they have their own. So VPN as well, Citrix VPN connectivity also. I discussed already part of VPN vendor. So next one is Sky Formation. Sky Formation, Oracle. Yeah. So these are all the couple of very famous vendors are available for the cloud connectors. So these are all third party. For this one, we have to pay money. For this one, we have to pay money. Okay. So that is about, okay, so cloud connector integration methods. So out of all these, cloud connector is little bit twice we have to do the work. Why? Because we have to log into the respective log sources and we have to configure either username and password or AWS account or Azure account or Google Cloud account. So this applicable to same even Azure account as well, same as it is. Okay. Even Google Cloud, even Oracle Cloud and so on. Right now, Oracle or Oracle is not supporting for SIEM tool. So they don't have the SIEM tool option. Okay, so in future, maybe they will develop a SIEM tool in the Oracle Cloud. They are depending on most of the cases Azure. What logs are coming, they are reporting to the respective Azure wise. Okay. Yeah, so far we completed 3. Remaining 5 we can discuss evening. So these are all simple only. So remaining 5 we can discuss in the evening. So that's all for today morning. As I said, it's not a compulsory. You should understand about this one, but you should aware of this one. As I said, whoever is putting 0 to 4+ years of experience, those people you can say, I don't know how to integrate the, okay, or onboard the log sources to the SIEM tool, but I have knowledge. Take any one of the example. You no need to explain about all the 8 methods. If you want to explain all 8 methods, it will take 2 or 3 hours. Whether interview, they will conduct 2 or 3 hours. One of the example you can take, either firewall you can take, either AWS account you can take, either server you can take, and so on. First, you have to specify these are all the different types of log integration methods. I onboarded example, firewall logs integration or server logs integration, and so on. One you have to take an exam, you have to give. And once again, as I said, whoever is putting 5+, so they have to say, yes, I know how to onboard or how to integrate log sources to the SIEM tool. Okay, so that is the way how we have to give the answer. So that's all for today morning, guys. Today evening we can continue and remaining 5 we will complete. Tomorrow morning onwards we can discuss about SIEM architecture. That will take maybe 3 classes. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, one doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
The collector agent method is supported by IBM QRadar.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
event
then
collector.
yeah, in collector agent method, we'll bring the agent and install in our tool server.
Yes, correct.
How
Yeah.
about cloud connecting?
Cloud connector, they don't have any agent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
So
said.
if I
Cloud
bring
con.
the
Mm,
vendor now, so like as you said, cloud connector method is having an IBM vendor.
mm.
If I take that IBM vendor, then IBM curator also can support that, right?
Yes, it is. It will support IBM Curator. Yeah.
Okay. Cloud connector, we have to take a separate tool. Okay.
Yes, separate licensing. You are right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Any other? So today class is completely implementation level only. Everything whatever we are discussing. So completely implementation level only. So as I said, it's a compulsory interview question also. So I'm explaining in-depth analysis, but how to answer with a logical and smart way, everything is depending on yours. Okay, how much you are smart and how much you are grasping, that is important. Okay, so that's all for today morning, and today evening we can discuss about remaining 5, and tomorrow onwards architecture diagrams. Thank you
Sir,
so much, guys.
if you
Yeah,
don't mind, ask them to upload the class in 2 hours so that we can
yeah,
listen one more time.
yes, I will upload today itself.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you evening.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, have a great day.